The phone vibrated again, another notification from her Instagram. I didn't want to look. I told myself not to. But curiosity is a cruel thing. My thumb slid across the screen anyway. There she was, Lila, my wife of 6 years, wearing a dress I'd never seen before, laughing under neon lights with a man whose hand rested a little too comfortably on her waist. The caption burned through me like acid, "Finally living again." My heart pounded, not from shock, but from confirmation. The gut feeling I'd been burying for months finally clawed its way to the surface. I could still smell her perfume lingering in our bedroom, floral and sharp. The same perfume she said she'd worn for a friend's birthday. The same night she came home at 3 a.m., tipsy and distant, mumbling something about losing track of time. I stared at the photo until the screen dimmed, then set the phone down on the table beside her untouched wedding ring. Lila hadn't always been this way. When we met, she was grounded, ambitious, and funny in a way that made everyone feel lighter. But after her promotion at the marketing firm, things changed. Late nights became normal. Work dinners stretched until sunrise. The warmth in her voice turned into something rehearsed, brittle. At first, I blamed myself. I thought maybe I was boring. I started cooking elaborate dinners, buying concert tickets, trying to spark what we'd lost. But each effort was met with half-hearted smiles and distracted glances at her phone. One evening, she told me she needed more fun. Fun? I asked. What does that mean? She rolled her eyes, twisting her hair around her finger. It means I don't want to feel trapped in this routine anymore, Ryan. You don't get it. You're comfortable being dull. The words hit like stones. 2 weeks later, I followed her. I hated myself for it, but love and suspicion make strange allies. She said she was meeting her team for client networking. I waited in my car outside the club, watching people pour in and out in waves of laughter and flashing lights. Then I saw her, Lila, in that same shimmering dress from the Instagram photo. And beside her, the same man. His arm around her waist. Her head tilted back, laughing, eyes closed in surrender. I didn't confront her. Not that night. I wanted proof, undeniable, crushing proof. Over the next month, I collected it quietly. Credit card statements. GPS logs from our shared car. Hotel receipts under her name. Every lie she'd fed me was now printed in black and white. It wasn't just cheating. It was betrayal dressed as liberation. The night I decided to confront her, the house felt too still. I'd prepared dinner, her favorite, shrimp risotto, and poured her a glass of wine. She walked in late again, smelling of expensive cologne that wasn't mine. Rough night? I asked, keeping my tone steady. She kicked off her heels and sighed dramatically. You wouldn't understand. It's exhausting being surrounded by people who actually enjoy life. I smiled faintly. Like Brandon. Her head snapped up. What? The guy from your work dinners. The one you've been seeing for weeks. She froze, color draining from her face. Ryan, you're misunderstanding. It's not what you think. Then explain the hotel receipts, I said quietly, sliding the folder across the table. Or maybe the photos. Her mouth trembled as she flipped through the evidence, each page another nail in the coffin of our marriage. Tears filled her eyes. Ryan, please. It was just. I felt lost. You stopped paying attention. I didn't mean for it to go this far. Funny, I said, my voice hollow. You looked pretty found in those pictures. Silence. Then anger. You think you're so perfect. You suffocated me. You made me feel like a ghost in my own home. I wanted to yell back. I wanted to break something. But all I felt was emptiness. I loved you, I said simply. And you chose a party over a promise. I didn't throw her out that night. Instead, I let her think she'd talked her way into forgiveness. She cried. She apologized. She even promised to quit her job and rebuild what we had. But the thing about trust is once it's shattered, no amount of glue can make it whole again. While she was asleep, I transferred everything. Bank accounts, joint assets, even the car, back to my name. I spoke to my lawyer in the morning. The next day, Divorce papers waited on the kitchen counter beside her now useless key. When she came home from another meeting, I wasn't there. The apartment was stripped of my things. The only thing I left behind was a single envelope. Inside was the photo she'd posted, the one where she looked so happy. On the back, I'd written, "Congratulations, Lila. You finally got to live again." Weeks passed before I heard from her again. A late-night text, "I made a mistake. Please talk to me." I didn't reply. I saw her once more, months later, by accident. She was sitting alone at the same bar where I'd first seen her with him. The glow in her eyes was gone. She looked smaller, deflated, as if all the noise and excitement she'd chased had finally emptied her out. When her gaze met mine, there was recognition and regret. She stood, hesitated, then turned away without a word. And that was the moment I realized the real consequence she faced wasn't losing me. It was losing the version of herself that once believed love was enough. I still think about her sometimes. About how easily something pure can rot when someone stops watering it. But I don't hate her anymore. Hate keeps you chained to the past. Now, when I wake up alone, I breathe easier. The silence that used to haunt me feels like peace. Maybe someday, she'll understand that the life she threw away wasn't a prison, it was home. And maybe I'll finally stop checking my phone, waiting for ghosts that no longer exist.